Rory Mcdonald versus John Fitch recap. I'm actually doing this podcast solo. So the main card, we had Gaston Bolanos versus Nathan Stolen. Gaston, we predicted he was gonna win. Most likely it was gonna be a KO or TKO. He's a stand-up fighter. That was a good win. We saw Benson Henderson fight Adam Piccolotti. It was a good fight. Benson won by decision, but it was a very close fight. Good, entertaining fight. Then we had Phil Davis fight Liam McGeary. He caught him with like a head kick and something, probably his jaw broke or something was hurting. Then he actually went down. Phil started ground and pounding him. He took his back. Once he took his back, he started ground and pounding, and then he put in a rear naked choke, but Liam tapped out right away, which it seemed that the head kick had to do something with it, because it wasn't even sunk in yet, and he tapped right away. So he probably broke his jaw or something. But it was a good fight. It wasn't as entertaining, I would say, as like the Benson Henderson fight, but it was still a good fight. But we know Phil Davis, usually when he fights, he doesn't fight. I mean, he's a very smart fighter, but for some reason, when I watch him, I'm not that excited to watch Phil Davis fight. Then you had the co-main event with Ilima Lei McFarlane versus Vida Ortega. This was for the women's flyweight world title. Mark Failing basically dominated her. If you guys probably saw it online, where she hit her with an elbow, and just created a big gash on her head, and they ended up stopping the fight. So it was a TKO win for her. So McFarlane is now 10-0. Then the main event. McDonald versus John Fitch. McDonald ended up winning. It was a draw, but since he's the champion, because this is a tournament, this is the welterweight Grand Prix tournament. It ended up being a draw, which I thought it was. It wasn't that exciting of a fight. I thought Rory McDonald was gonna do a lot better. But John Fitch is a grinder. He just kept taking Rory down. He kept shooting. Kind of like his style reminds me of Khabib, where his striking is not really there, but he was just grinding him out, taking him down, ground and pounding. I was surprised. I thought Rory would have done better by stopping the takedowns and pick him apart on the feet. So it ended up being a draw, which if you're the champion, you keep your title. Rory McDonald's the champion. So if it's a draw and the champion keeps his title, then he moves on in the tournament. So he's going to fight Neiman Gracie now. Rory, at the end of the fight, they interview him, and he said that he couldn't pull the trigger. He doesn't know why, and that he's found the Lord, he's found Jesus, and that it takes a certain type of human being to go in there and hurt someone. And he says that he doesn't know if he still has that, which to me, that's a sign of, get out of the game already. If you can't go in there and put someone away because of your religious beliefs, then you shouldn't be in there, because you're gonna get hurt. Someone in MMA is not gonna care about that, and they're gonna beat the shit out of you. So Rory's real good. He's a real smart guy. Maybe he's too smart. That's why he's thinking the way he thinks. But he said that he couldn't really pull the trigger against John Fitch because of that. He says the Lord was talking to him while he was in the cage. But he's still moving on to fight Neiman Gracie. And if he can't really hurt anyone, or if he's saying that he doesn't really want to hurt anyone that bad, I think that's going to be tough fighting Gracie because he's a jiu-jitsu guy. So if you don't want to hurt someone, you usually, take them down, submit them. No, you're going to have to punish them, especially Gracie. Stay off the ground and just strike with them, knock them out, hopefully. But it seems that Rory, I'm going to predict already that his next fight, he's going to win by decision. He's probably just going to point fight because he's not going to want to hurt Neiman Gracie if that's what he's saying. But Neiman Gracie came out and say that's bullshit. He said, no, I saw Rory trying to hurt John Fitch in there. So I don't believe that. I think that's bullshit. So who knows? Maybe Rory is, he just couldn't pull the trigger and he said that. Or he really, he's very religious and he actually doesn't want to hurt anyone. So I wouldn't be surprised if he goes through this welterweight tournament and ends up retiring after. I wouldn't be surprised. So he needs to get by Neiman Gracie, and then you're going to have Lima fight MVP, which I think Lima's going to win. It'll be cool if MVP loses. It'll be an easier fight for Rory than fighting Lima. But we'll see. We'll see what happens there.